Hello, our loves. You have reached Elizabeth and Joanne with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul, your home for twin flame balanced energy. We are here guiding you through the struggles and through the tribulations of your twin flame journey and therefore your soul ascension. So Joanne and I, for those of you that are new, have been through it all. And now we are permanently balancing and living with our twin flames. So we are here to show you, guide you into the balanced, neutralized energy that not only draws in your twin flame, but allows them to stay with you without pushing anymore. So we got this question, and we get this type of question on our YouTube all the time. So we're going to really make it as general as possible because I think a lot of you guys are going to relate to it. So the question was, how do you drop or release preferences towards your twin flame? And then right after the question, this beautiful soul went into the story. The story. You guys all have a story. You all have a story. And we know this because so many client calls, especially the first call with us, people will go into their stories. And one of the things we like to tell people is, let's focus on right now. And the reason we say that is because the energy of this connection is always based in the now moment. The stories become irrelevant. Whatever your story is, right? Whatever your story is, there's a third party, there's this, there's separation, there was the dark night, they didn't treat me well, they wanted friends with benefits, they used me, maybe they're a narcissist. There's always a story attached, and the stories are from mine. So as long as you're staying in the stories, you are maintaining the push energy that will not allow your twin flame to come back. So Joanne, let's deep dive in this video on how to remove preferences, release preferences, and it starts by letting go of the story. Go ahead, love.
So the stories are what's tying and keeping you in the separation consciousness, because the stories are mind. So you're sitting in 3D, stuck in 3D when your person is trying to meet you, but you're in union in the 5D. So you're ignoring the part of you that's already together and putting all the focus on what's keeping you apart. So I really want you guys to feel this, because right now I'm grounding, I'm walking around nature, I'm feeling my oneness, and I automatically am in unity consciousness. When Elizabeth read this question, it was so much mind. It was like, hey, I want to release preferences. And right off the bat, when I read that first sentence, I'm like, oh, beautiful question. And right after that, it was like a long list of preferences, of mind, of stories, of issues that will keep you in the 3D. And our point of this video is you cannot release preferences when you're still in mind, because mind only has preferences. And so whatever your story is that mind is repeating to you, you have to be still and be with the stories. And in order to shift mind's preferences, you have to be okay with this moment here and now. This very moment here and now. Doesn't matter what the stories are. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what happened in the past or what can happen in the future. It's this moment here and now. And we are balancing the energy of the here and now. The way your person is brought into you is based on your energy. It's not going to be based on emotions, and it's not going to be based on the soulmate template. So mind's preferences of what it looks like for society's standards of how things should be will not be what this connection can thrive off of, right? So if you really look at the way me and Elizabeth balanced our connection, What does that look like? It looks like when they first came in the beginning, we were just being, right? Because the mind automatically is like, oh, they're back. What does that mean? Are we together now? Are we in a relationship? How do we label this? What does this look like? Ooh, we're going to go on vacations. We're going to travel the world. We're going to live together, right? Those are all the things the mind wanted. As soon as my person came back, all I wanted was for us to go back to where we were in the bubble phase. But there's just changes of you and your person when they come back into your life after soul recognition. You're now being asked to be in soul. And so when you're saying, hey, how do I release preferences? And you list a story of mind of all the things that happened in the past and the future, you're still in preferences. You're still in mind until you can release whatever stories those are that mind is bringing up. Then you cannot be together in the physical permanently because you're constantly shifting yourself out of soul and back into mind. It's like, hey, I release preferences now, but then what about this? Oh, no, never mind. I release preferences now. And then what about this? There is always going to be something that comes for you to look at and to shift through. So what does that look like? What does that look like in the 3D? Well, in the beginning, when my person came back in, it looked really wonky and goofy and weird. And a typical soulmate template would not fit. A person listening to what it looks like he's coming in and out. What are you doing? Just move on, right? That's what it looks like. But I knew deep in my soul that he is my soul and that he isn't whatever, most people worry about. Is he a narcissist? Is he this? Is he that? No, he's not a jerk. He's amazing. He's the most thoughtful, most considerate, most giving person. And he would do anything for anyone. And he can't be in my space because of my energy. It was that obvious. That was the most obvious reason why I knew it was a twin flame connection, because there's no way he would ever run from anybody ever unless there was something beyond us. Really, he had family members that treated him like crap. And I swear he forgot. I swear it didn't matter. I swear he was still giving them unconditional love. So I knew that there was something deeper that kept us apart. And as soon as I started to shift to me, the way you release preferences is you stop looking at your person and you start looking at you. You start shifting in you. Doesn't matter what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're seeing, what happened to the past, what happens in the future. It's all in this moment now. So when I reach unity consciousness, I'm in this present moment and I'm looking at my person. When I look at him, he's not separate from me. So all the stories go away. And I don't know about you, love, but when me and my person are talking, we're hardly ever talking about whatever happened before or what's going to happen soon.
Never.
It's really just now. What are we doing now? What's going on now? How are you doing now? And it's all in the now. So I get there's preferences that you have, and it's going to be something you have to work through, because I don't have preferences for my person. Now I know the mind has certain things that it thinks it wants, but even the mind's not sure because it changes, right? That's how we know it's not us. It fluctuates based on how we feel, good or bad, right? There's duality in it. So you're trusting something that isn't you, that changes based on emotions, feelings, and it's not the consistent, everlasting now. It's not the soul that is, the soul that resides, the soul that is readily available now. the you that doesn't change, right? I want you guys to really feel that. You have not changed. You might have gotten taller since birth. Your voice may have changed. Your preferences and expectations may have changed. All those things have changed. But soul, you as soul, is that same being that was there when you came onto this world with pure light, pure love, pure bliss that bursted with no preferences, right? The soul that you are came into this world with no preferences. And when you can tap into pure no preferences, watch how your person meets you, my love. They meet you the way God created the both of you. My person's the only person in the world that needs nothing from me, like nothing. My kids want stuff from me. My mom and dad want stuff from me. My sister wants stuff from me. Guess what? My person just wants my presence. And they don't even need anything from that. All they have to do is just be in my space and it's enough. They're the only person that I know that needs nothing from me, and it's enough. Your person loves you the way God loves you, where you just have to be, my love. So the list of preferences, whatever it looks like, there's a third party, there's a story, there's a past, there's a worry about the future. Whatever those stories are, when you choose you, the boundaries get set and the preferences go away through soul. Because soul doesn't F up. Soul's not going to bring you situations that doesn't serve your best and highest good. And you can say no. Me and Elizabeth, when we first brought our people in, they were wonky. Elizabeth's person was like, hey, let's just be friends with benefits. No. Right? It's okay. You can say no to your person. I'm not going to force my person to be something I'm not, right? There's no way that I can live a life with someone and share it halfway. So instead, I'd rather be by myself. Same with Elizabeth. And our people naturally kept gravitating towards us and knew that in order to be in our life, all those wonky things that kept them away naturally went away. And even though we're never going to be the same, I already said that. Me and my person are never going to be the same because I'm not the same person. I'm never going to push the same way again either. Let's say I want to go out this weekend. I want to travel. I want to go to the beach, right? Those are all preferences, but I can't get any of those with my person. What I can do is I can be in this here and now and feel into the part of me that is already whole and complete. And guess what? He's planning a trip to Sedona. And I remember thinking I wanted to go to Sedona, and I was willing to book a trip on my own, even if he wanted to come or not. And now we're doing it together. And so when we say, don't worry about what your person's doing, thinking, and feeling, we really mean that. Your person's always going to be there as long as you're focusing on you and you're always there for you. Because they are you, my love. So release the preferences of your person and make those preferences priority for you. It's really important for me to have a good environment for my life, environment for my kids. It's important for me to have stability. And this is what I want to create for me and my kids. And that's the life that I want to create. I want to create this for me. And I don't need him to do anything for that. And he's there too. I didn't ask for him to be there, but he won't leave. And all of the things that I want naturally comes to me because he's me. And I'm reaching them for me, by me, and only me. I don't need anything from my person. So release your preferences. When you start focusing on you and filling those needs from within. It really is all within. Because you can look at your question, my love, and look at each one. Look at each one and see how you can go within and fix through those things from within. If, let's say, your person is with a third party, what is it within me that feels like I'm not being chosen? What is it within me that needs to be chosen? What is it within me that feels like I'm unworthy? I'm not special. How can I be special? How can I be worthy? How can I make sure I choose me, and so that I don't sway myself or my person just because they're here? Just because they came back doesn't mean you are with them or stay with them if it doesn't resonate. It always has to be about you, and they just keep coming. Remember, my love, that's part of balancing. When your person comes back in, they will keep coming in. They're never going to stop. They're never going to go away. They're never going to be so far. They keep coming in. The more and more you align with soul, and the deeper you align with soul, they come, the more you stay in soul. And that's what you balance. You balance you. This isn't a he thing. This is a you thing. And that's why when you list the stories, you're going back to him again, not to you.
So the reality of this connection is it's energetic. And the reality of this connection, it's not the soulmate template where you can be in emotions. The reality of this connection is this is a pathway to your soul's ascension, to your personal ascension. This journey started your ascension, and focusing on your person is taking you out of the place where you can focus on your ascension, which is what this journey is about. And I know the addictive energy doesn't want to hear this. The mind doesn't want to hear this, but that's the reality. The reality is your person played a role as your shared soul to wake you up. And what it means for your connection, because it does mean something for your connection, it means as soon as you started awakening, this connection was run through energy and energy alone. And now I want you guys to feel this, because it's really the only thing that matters for you to be back with your person. In this connection, now that you've had soul recognition, your role to be together is to align to the God source energy within you, aka soul, right? It's one and the same. Soul is the God source energy within. And you need to now base everything regarding your connection as if you were God himself. And I know how hard and monumental that task seems, because we have conditioned ourselves since we were young enough to start understanding words, vocabulary, and everything else. We've conditioned ourselves to see life through the 3D and to interact through the 3D. But this connection is a 5D level connection. And so you have to be able to be one with your God source energy, your soul energy, to bring your person in and to keep them in. It's hard. It is hard. And that's why this journey catapults you so much faster into your spiritual awakening, because if you don't align with that energy, you stay in mind and you suffer continuously. You can't just let go of the part of you, your shared soul, your twin flame, that is constantly on your mind, because they are you. So you are forced to, how do I start feeling better? Will I align with soul? And what does that look like in terms of preferences? Soul, God, has no preferences. There is no duality in the way God views people, humanity, situations, everything. It just is. So in this question, go back in your question and see all the duality that's posed there. My person has a third party that he's with. Okay? To soul, to God, it's irrelevant because it's just part of the 3D surroundings. It's not of the 5D. It's irrelevant. And when you look at everything, all the stories, because again, we all have stories. When you look at the stories through soul, the duality starts to fade. And it just becomes, that is so. Yes, that is so. It's not good or bad. That is so. And so in interacting with my person every single day now, balancing my person, living with my person, everything he tells me, I have to see it through the eyes of soul. Okay, I'm not going to judge that. It just is. That's not good. That's not bad. What he's doing now is not good. It's not bad. What he's focusing on in the future, because when he focuses on personal things in the future, I can't judge it. It's not good. It's not bad. It just is. When he's interacting with other people, it's not good. It's not bad. It just is. And this is why we say like questions are for mind, because as soon as you start going into question mode and needing no answers, you are no longer in this space of non-duality. You are now in duality. Tell me more. I want to know what's going on. Why? Because soul doesn't care. Soul doesn't need the stories. Soul's just observing. And it is this place that our people, that Joanne and my twin flame, stays with us. We've dropped the stories. My person can tell me 1,000 things in a day, and I don't judge anything he says. I don't judge anything he does. I don't judge anything anymore because I'm not in mind with him. I'm watching as the observer. I'm watching as our shared soul, our one shared soul that doesn't see anything either of us do as good or bad. I do the same thing with myself. When mind wants to start judging what I've just done, I remind myself I am soul and nothing I do is good or bad. It just is. Whatever action I did 5 minutes ago that the mind wants to criticize me for, soul doesn't criticize. Therefore, I must be in mind. I'm going to come back to soul and I'm going to release the judgment. So in terms of letting go and releasing preferences, you've got to let go of the stories because stories are judging. It's judging based on the duality of the situation that mind sees. And mind is bringing its limiting beliefs, thought patterns, ingrained assumptions and judgments into the stories. If I would have listened to all the people, so my person was married when he was separated when I met him. And I was married when I met him and I left my husband and he was separated. And the divorce took a long time. His divorce took a long time. And a lot of my family judged and would continuously, and this is before I was balanced, because as soon as I balanced, they stopped with their judgment to me. But before I was balanced, there was always, when is he getting a divorce? When is he getting a divorce? When is he going to be an honest man with you? When is he getting, and there was these comments. And me, not balanced, fell into the stories. And I started thinking, well, maybe I'm not worthy enough because he's not getting a divorce. Maybe I'm the stories ran amok and I had preferences. So fast forward to when I started balancing, his divorce still wasn't going through. He was still technically married, even though they had been separated for years now. And I had to let go of that preference. And I did. I got to this place of, I don't care if he ever gets a divorce, because ultimately he's waking up next to me every day. His ex-wife, she knows he's living with me. I don't need to have the preferences of the divorce paperwork. It's all 3D. You've got to let go of the preferences. Soul will find a way. It will find a way. And when you can be detached from stories, detached from labels, detached from the 3D, you'll see that the 5D starts shining through and solving naturally all of the issues that the mind had, that the mind tried to control. It naturally works for you. And so the reality of this journey, it's energetic. If you believe you're a twin flame and you're going to stay lost in the stories, then you're choosing to stay lost in mind and your person will not be able to come. The energy will not allow for it. I want you to feel that truth because all of you that are watching right now, I'm going to assume that you believe, truly believe that you're in a twin flame connection. Then you've got to believe the energy. The energy is not biased. It doesn't change. It doesn't alternate. It simply is. You must maintain an energy of soul towards your person for them to be able to be in your space now. And the energy of soul has no judgments, it has no preferences, and has no expectation. So as soon as you find yourself in one of those places, you automatically know you're in mind. And you get to choose. This is your choice every time. Do I allow my mind to take over? Or do I become the conscious one? Do I become the one that watches? Do I choose to be aware and conscious right now? Or am I going to choose to allow mind to run the show? That's your choice, my loves. That's the hard, tough love in me telling you guys this. And I say this from a place of going through it myself. I know how hard it is, but it is worth it. It's so worth it to really conquer the mind when it comes to your person. So I love you guys. I really, really know you guys are all just as capable as Joanne and I in choosing to be conscious towards our twin flames, of releasing the stories. You guys can all do it.
Yeah. We all have stories. It's just what we do with the stories. It's just what you have to do to allow the stories not to touch you. Because when I'm looking at your question, my love, it's hard for me to take in and listen to the stories without me. And this is me, not your twin flame, me not feeling the energy. So I want you to know the energy is not biased. It's the same energy. Whether you like it or not, if you're in mine, it's going to push your person away. Now, you're not going to push me away, but holy moly, my love, I can feel the energy. I really can feel the energy. And I want you all to feel the energy too, so you can see how we can work through an energy like this. So this beautiful soul, they want to be with their person. Now, obviously, all of us want to be with our person, but their person also has its own situation. And he has certain things that he has to abide by because he has his own life lesson, right? And so this beautiful soul wants a monogamous relationship. And if there's a third party involved, it puts her in preferences. Totally understandable, totally normal. I can totally relate. The issue is this connection is energetic. And so our people don't owe you anything. Your person doesn't owe you anything. So even though he keeps being drawn into the energy and keeps coming in through soul, when you go right back into mine, the stuff that gives him the comfortability of not having to worry about addictive energy, because that's what you spew out when you're in mine. You send them addictive energy. Well, their addictive energy has to be burned out elsewhere, and it has nothing to do with you. When you have addictive energy, you know it's towards them and you go towards them. For them, they go towards whatever that is. And so if they're in a third party situation, it's going to resonate so much more because they can't be with you. So they have to use that addictive energy elsewhere. Now, how do you balance something like that? Because this is a common question for a lot of people. I want to be in a relationship. I love my twin flame, but they're with a third party and they have their own family situation going on. What do I do now? Well, you choose you, my love. Yeah, you choose you. And guess what happens? Everything works around you. Whatever situation you have going on, it will not work on your favor when all you're doing is staying in the stories, trying to figure it out, and working on the preferences and expectations and putting all that pressure on your person, because they're going to go back to their third party, because it's going to be what allows the addictive energy to be like your addictive energy goes to them. Their addictive energy has to be going to whatever that is. It could be third party. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be partying. You name it. My person work. It was work. And my person now, when I'm balanced, his work is like it doesn't even touch us. But I'm telling you, if I went back into addictive energy, all the list of stories that we had from work, from him working out too much, from him never coming home, all those things would come back up. So how do you set boundaries? How do you find resonance? You choose you. So if it doesn't resonate to be with your twin flame because they have a third party situation, then say no. Say no. It's okay to say no to your twin flame, my loves. sorry, this doesn't resonate. I choose me. If he comes back in, which he will every time you're in soul, you could say the same thing over and over and over and over again. And guess what? Your person's still going to come in.
What the example you just gave, if you're not okay with the third party, then you could say no. Well, for those that aren't in communication and they know there's a third party, then this is what you say to yourself. Okay, they're with a third party. That's not in my present moment right now. So I'm not going to think about it, because that's how you align back to soul. You align back to the present moment. And as soon as you start thinking about the what, the if, the who's that your person is engaging with, right? Then you're now in a story. That's really what it is. So in order to get out of that, you have to remind yourself, that's not in my now moment. And if I'm going to continue to think about it, then I'm taking myself out of presence.
Yeah, and you're right, love. Once you align with soul, third party situation they have doesn't resonate. It really doesn't resonate. They stop with where they're at. They literally kind of like stop their tracks, and it's like, why am I here? And their soul brings them to you. And it will stay, that resonance towards you will stay that way when your resonance towards you stays the way it is that brought them in. What a lot of people forget is their focus on themselves go away once their person comes back in, because they start now thinking they have to be with their person, like in a soulmate connection, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean, so like the monogamous relationship, me and Elizabeth both relate. Like there's no way we would share our person with someone else. Hell no. I wish them the F luck. And I can say no to my person. I can say no because I choose me. And naturally our people, like, they don't see anybody else. They don't want to see anybody else. They only want to be in our space. They only want to see us. But I'm pretty sure if I was in addictive energy and I was back into that jealous energy, because you guys know all that, for those that's been following us for a while, I had a lot of addictive energy, a lot of cray-cray low scale energies. I could have manifested those things that I did not want. And so I am whole and complete on my own. I don't need anything from my person. And my person actually doesn't want anyone else but me. But that's because I choose me. And I choose me every day. And my person is there too. So choose you. And if your person brings you with things that doesn't resonate, choose you. That's how you don't have a preference. It's because you're following your resonance. This doesn't resonate for me. This resonates for me. I choose me. And you choose your path to which resonates for you, because the things you want comes to you anyway. And so like our people, they don't want to be with anyone else. They want us because we want us. And we're not afraid of anyone else. There's nobody else that can come between me and my person, because there's no one that is my soul. So third party or not, I really want you to feel that there's nothing that comes between you and your person, because there's nothing between you and your soul. And all the other stuff, all the 3D stuff, they will only be relevant if they are the only things that come between you and your person, as in that's the only focus that you allow yourself to have. The no preferences, no expectations, and no judgment, soul. So how do you work through this? You choose you. You can say no, follow your resonance, and keep aligning with soul. When you see the preferences, when you see the expectations, you see the judgment, watch them. That's not soul, that's mine. Those are the things that pushes your person. Yes, I know, it's crazy, but that's what pushes your person. And they will go back to what will allow them to release the addictive energy you're sending them, which is the third party, the alcohol, the drugs, all those things. And you do not have to be with your person. All of you guys, you don't have to be with your person. If your person is coming in with things that don't resonate. Soul doesn't bring you things that is not soul when you stay in soul. So stay in soul. And your person will bring you things that you have to balance, that you have to work through, right? Whatever situation is happening is just what it is. And you balance you and what's coming up for you, and choose you. All of you, choose you. That's so hard for a lot of people to choose. And if you want to be in a relationship, if your person doesn't resonate, choose you or a soulmate, because that can absolutely happen. You can absolutely be in a relationship with a soulmate, and that will probably meet most of the preferences that you have without pushing away that person. With your person, you have to be in that place where there is no preferences, expectations, and judgment. And you could very well be in a relationship with your person, but it isn't of preferences, expectations, and judgment. Me and Elizabeth don't sit around and make rules all over the house. We really don't. They are as free as I am, but we never leave the house and we're never apart from each other. Because freedom, the most amazing thing with freedom is just being. And the preferences, expectations, and judgments are actually what keeps people apart, especially in this connection, because anything that I can give him or share with him is so natural where I don't have to do anything. Like I told you guys, he's that one person in the world that I never needs anything from me. And so give your person the freedom to just be, and you can do the same. And if things don't resonate, then they don't. And that's okay, because you're looking at the 3D that's going to change as long as you keep aligning with the 5D. What is it that you said earlier, Lev? It was so beautiful the way you said it about the 3D, the difference between focusing on the stories is 3D when what you're trying to get to is the 5D. Yeah,
Yes,
I think that's
something
a great
like
way.
that. Pretty much when you're focused on the stories, you are in the 3D, and this is a 5D connection. Like the magic happens when you are in the 5D. And that's what this journey is, right? Your journey is your spiritual awakening. Your journey is showing you how to release the 3D as much as possible, humanly possible, right? Without becoming Jesus and Buddha. They were able to release the 3D and they saw the world, the life, everything through the 5D. That's why Jesus could make miracles happen, because he knew the powers of the 5D. So this journey has awakened us where we now have one foot in the 3D, and that's where the mind kicks in and is running the show. And then we have now entered with the other foot into the 5D, and we start seeing the shifts that occur, knowing how powerful we are and being aligned with the God source energy within. So this journey is one of the 5D. And as long as you can maintain the energy of the 5D, your person's there. Your person doesn't go anywhere, because that is the energy. They're matching your energy towards you. They're the only person in this world that will be the exact vibration of your energy. And so as long as you can align to the soul, the God source within, they're going to be right there.
Yeah. It's literally just like attracts like. They are you. There's no one else that is you. And when you are you, they are there too. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing, amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.